What up, YouTube? I'm back again with another video. Dang it. Sorry. I'm back again with another video. I'm trying to make these more constant. Been on other things lately, doing different things lately. And I said once the season ends, I'll probably get back to doing it more. So I know there's going to be a lot more drama over the off season. But here we go. As we all know, the Golden State Warriors have won the NBA Finals at the time of this video about a week ago. Even before they won, let's say it like this. What qualifies the Hall of Fame? You know, what qualifies a player getting into the Hall of Fame? I know people put up stats, I was about to say calculus. They put up all the stats and all the awards these players won, either in the NBA. And this goes actually, I don't think most people actually know this. The Hall of Fame is basically covers all forms in basketball, meaning I don't think so much high school, but you can go to the Hall of Fame for being good in college. You know, college has its own Hall of Fame, but college, NBA, WNBA, of course, and overseas, because it's not just dictated to American basketball or NBA basketball. It's foreign too. That's why players like Tony Kukoc got in. Now, he wasn't the best, one of the best. I don't think he got an all-star, but one of the best forwards. He got a couple of rings playing with the Bulls, but his accomplishments overseas is what put him in there. It took a long time for him to get in there. But that's an example like that. So, everybody's trying to make this case for right now for Draymond Green. And I don't really get Draymond Green being in the Hall of Fame. It's because you got four All-Stars. A lot of people got, four All-Stars, 4 rings. A lot of people got that. They still not in the Hall of Fame. Defensive Player of the Year. Man averaged 8.5 points per game. His best season was the 2016 season. I think his career high is 31 points a game. Now, people are going to try to bring the Dennis Rodman in there. They always trying to bring Dennis Rodman in. I think Dennis Rodman averaged a double-double in rebounds. I don't think Draymond Green. I think he averaged 8.5 points a game, probably like 7.5 rebounds. He's averaging triple singles. Probably one of the most finals performances ever. Anyway, he's versatile. He's this, he's that. Come on now. Who's the toughest person Draymond Green had to hold in the finals game? Because I think he's probably holding. I don't even think he was holding. He getting blown past by Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. The last time they was in the finals against Toronto, I think he was a non-issue almost. But Turner's 2 rings they got with Kevin Durant was just Kevin Durant was just playing phenomenal. And if you look at LeBron James' stats in those 2 finals games, ain't nobody holding them. LeBron just can't do it by himself, especially 2018. Heck, Draymond Green wasn't even holding LeBron. And the first time they played each other in 2015, that was Andre Iguodala. So what constitutes him being in the Hall of Fame, not other players not being in the Hall of Fame? They almost got the same type of stats and awards and all that stuff. What qualifies them not being in the Hall of Fame, but Draymond Green being in the Hall of Fame? It's like, come on now. Just because he won 4 rings? I have a list of players that have a case for the Hall of Fame. Vin Baker, 15 points overall, 4-time All-Star. Couple of All-NBAs. Got a ring not as a player, but as a coach for the Bucks last year. Sam Cassell, 15 points a game, 3-time champion, 1-time All-Star. Terry Cummins, 2-time All-Star, averaged 16 points a game, 7 rebounds. Good time forward for the Bucks during the 80s. Clippers, I think when they're the San Diego Clippers. He's not in. Marcus Johnson, 5-time All-Star, NCAA champion for UCLA, averaged 20 and 7. Big time college player too. Big time NBA player. His career kind of got derailed because of his addiction with addictions I will not go into. But he was a big time player on the Bucks teams. He's not in the Hall of Fame. Anthony Mason, he's not in the Hall of Fame. Ricky Pierce, another. I'm just naming off. These are just freaking Bucks players alone, or players who played on the Bucks. Ricky Pierce, he's not in the Hall of Fame. Albert Robertson, I know that's the case for a lot of people to be in the Hall of Fame. Full-time All-Star. Defensive Player of the Year. He got Defensive Player of the Year being on the second defensive team, which I don't get. I kind of want to make that case for Drew Holiday. Not Hall of Fame, but Drew Holiday getting a Defensive Player of the Year. It's like, why doesn't he have one now? But anyways. But Albert Robertson, 4-time All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year, multiple defensive teams. He doesn't have a ring, but he's not in the Hall of Fame. And I think the thing surrounding Robertson and Marcus Johnson is the off-court stuff. But I think Albert Robertson was pretty much, I think it was Albert Robertson who was pretty much exonerated for his, I think it was a case that I will not bring up out here. Glenn Robinson, 2-time All-Star, NBA champion, probably one of the best college players. He's not in the Hall of Fame. And here's the case that I really want to make, because I was already going back and forth with a person from high school. So Draymond Green can get in with a 4-time champion, supposedly Defensive Player of the Year and all this stuff. Why not Horace Grant? Horace Grant was a 4-time champion, multiple defensive player, or not Defensive Player of the Year, defensive teams. And he was a very crucial piece of the Chicago Bulls the first time they won, the first 3 rings they won. If you watch The Last Dance, you realize them not having Horace Grant when Jordan came back from baseball was an issue. And that's pretty much how they got Rodman. Horace Grant was a big piece of that they was missing when Jordan came back. But he's not in the Hall of Fame. Adrian Dantley, not in the Hall of Fame. I think he's in the Hall of Fame. Let me check. Bernard King, not in the Hall of Fame. It's ridiculous. It really is. But I don't know. If Draymond Green, I'll just say, Draymond Green gets in the Hall of Fame. If he gets in the Hall of Fame, then all those players that I just named, and some I did name, should be in the Hall of Fame in the next 4 to 5 years. Sadly, some of them won't get to see it. I'm surprised Sidney Moncrief got in, but he was a decent guard for the Milwaukee Bucks during the 80s. Defensive Player of the Year, defensive teams. He got in the Hall of Fame. Why? I don't know. It seemed like the Hall of Fame these days, just put anybody in there. I didn't really see Tracy McGrady getting in there, but I guess he got in there. I wonder if his cousin Vince Carter is going to get in there. I don't know. Hall of Fame is starting to become a joke now. That's all I got to say.